Hey guys, so the following clip is going to be actual footage of me getting my belly button pierced. So if you guys are a little like squirmish or have sensitive stomachs, then I'd just go ahead and skip to the number that I'm going to put somewhere on the screen right here, so you don't have to endure that suffering like I had to. But yeah, so the following clip will be of me at the actual piercing place getting my belly button pierced. See you guys in a second.
1, 2, 3. Wasn't too bad, was it?
The inhale though. That part hurt. The exhale's fine. Oh.
My hand's still shaking from the tattoo.
Okay, so clearly from the title and like the whole preview, you guys know that this video is about my belly button piercing experience. I got my I lost my voice today, and I got my belly button pierced about 3 weeks ago. I forget the actual date, but I think it was about 3 weeks ago. And excuse the mess behind me. I'm in the process of cleaning and shifting some stuff around, so it's a little messy back there. But I just needed to get this video out to you guys because I've been slacking. So yeah, so I got my belly button pierced about 3 weeks ago, and I got it done in Atlanta at a place called All or Nothing Tattoo, and I got it done for $60. That's like their flat price, and I tipped them $5. So in terms of like the process, you basically go into the room and then they get all like their supplies out, and you know, basically just make sure that the piercer is taking safety precautions in terms of keeping things sterile, wearing gloves and whatnot. So basically I stood up straight, and then he marked the part of my belly button that he thought the piercing would go, and then on the top part of my skin. And then I went to the mirror to look at it to see if I thought it was straight. Once all that was done and I was okay with it, I laid down on this flat table thing, and he marked the underside of my belly button after he placed a jewelry on it to kind of make sure the jewelry is gonna be placed on it straight. So I basically had like 2 markings, one on the top and one on the bottom. I clearly couldn't see the one on the bottom. That was basically just for him to know where to push the needle through. And then the next part is essentially the part you guys just saw in the clip 2 seconds ago. So yeah, I would say for the process, it probably took about maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes max. The actual piercing took a couple seconds, but maybe like 15 seconds, but like the prep and like the after part of him telling me how to take care of it and whatnot, that took a little bit longer. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say the pain was about a 7. Yeah, it was about a 7. I've had my septum pierced and I've had my double ears pierced, and I would say that is the most painful piercing I have done. The septum was nothing. My ears did hurt a little bit more than my septum did, but this one really did sting a little bit, but it was a quick sting and then it was over. Although after a few minutes it started bleeding and I got nauseous because the side of the blood and then it hurting still, I just kind of like got flushed. But that's just me. That's just how I am personally. And yeah, so afterwards it did sting for a little bit, maybe for like the next hour or so, but I did take some Tylenol extra strength like not too long after, and that helped a lot. So every time it started hurting, within like the time it's allowed to take another pill, then I would take another one if I felt like I needed it. So the first few days it was a little sore, and it was only sore if you touched it. If you didn't touch it, I wore crop tops, so nothing was touching it. If like nothing was touching it, I would forget that I had it, and then basically just I couldn't lay on my stomach, or I couldn't have like any clothes really tight up against it, and you're not supposed to anyway. And so I basically just let it do its own thing, and I try to wear as many crop tops as possible. 1, so I can show it off, and 2, so nothing would restrict it, or I would just let it breathe. And what else? So basically it's been 3 weeks, and so over the course of the 3 weeks, the first week wasn't bad. It got sore every now and then, and I couldn't lay on my stomach for the first week. Around the 4th day, it did hurt a little bit, but it wasn't anything bad. It was like a soreness pain more than like I stubbed my toe pain. It was like, it's a weird pain, but it's uncomfortable more than it is painful. And so maybe at like the 2nd week, it started to heal, and I don't really feel it. I didn't really feel it or anything, but it did start crusting around like week 2.5. It's basically oozing like pus and all this fun gross stuff. So what I do is, well, what the guy told me to do was whenever it got crusty, basically just take some saline solution, which is essentially just salt water, and I would recommend sea salt, not table salt. So just like a salt water solution, and you use warm water, and what I would do is I would put it in a shot glass, and I would pour it, make it kind of full, mix the solution up, and I would basically like suction it to my belly button. So I'd like lean forward, put the cup on, and then I'd lay back and just kind of hold the cup with the salt water on my belly button for about 5 minutes. And then that would loosen up the crustiness, and then I'd take a Q-tip and I'd just kind of clean around it. I only do that when it gets crusty. I don't put salt water on it every day. I just kind of want to let my body naturally heal how it wants to. So I just kind of clean the crust, because sometimes it does make the piercing get stuck. I need to breathe more when I talk. So it does kind of make the piercing get stuck sometimes. So you just want to clean it out and basically just kind of, you're not supposed to twist the piercing, but I do move it up and down because I don't want it to get stuck, because all the oozy stuff, it makes it get stuck, and I just kind of want to keep it moving so it's not stuck. I've said stuck like 20 times in the past 30 seconds. And yeah, so what else? Healing, salt water. Do not touch your piercing. I literally don't touch it. I just let it do its thing, and I don't touch it. If I do touch it, I make sure my hands are clean, or I just touch the jewelry part, but I never touch the site where the piercing is. And after maybe like 2 weeks, it will scab around the hole, and it's not very cute, but it does scab. And so now, excuse me, so now essentially my scab is fading away, so now it's new skin building around there. But yeah, so that is all I can remember. I did also forget one more thing. Also, when you take a shower, what I do is I shower and I avoid my belly button area, and then I will go in with a antibacterial soap, and I just kind of rub around the piercing site, and that's really just the best way to clean it. Because I do, for my body, I do use like scented body washes and stuff, but just for the piercing, I want to use antibacterial soap. So yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to say. And yeah, this video is all over the place because my thoughts are all over the place. But if you guys have any questions regarding my piercing, just ask me and I'll let you guys know down below. But yeah, so now I'm going to show you my piercing, currently 3 weeks post piercing. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be a lot better this time at posting every week. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and until then, stay awesome.